Okay, we'll go ahead and bring the Board of Works meeting to order. Were you both given a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting held on November 21st?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Okay, first matter of business. We have some special guests in here tonight. One extra special guest, though. Corey, you want to come up with Ivar? How's he doing in front of a mic? How's he doing in front of a mic?
Speak up.
Speak English?
Speak in English?
You can speak it sometimes. Say red or something.
I think he just turned it.
Kurt, I think, had it on.
You can tap it.
I had it on.
Is it on?
It's on now.
Okay. You want to speak first? Or you want?
No, K9 Ivar is going to retire now and have a nice home with his handler, Detective Ham, and we just want to thank you for your dedication to the program, Corey, and all the energy you poured into it. Some statistics here. Ivar got selected in February of 2018 by Corey. They graduated from the Allen County Canine Academy later that year in June. Ivar served our department for 6 years, and he's been deployed approximately, over 300 times. He's assisted in upwards of 300 drug seizures. It'd be 400 if you included multiple drugs onto the same incident. And he's assisted with approximately 125 arrests. He's been a great asset to our department, and we look forward to seeing the continuation of the canine program at our department. Appreciate that, Chief. Thank you for it. Thank you. Yep. Thanks, Ivar. He's like, where's my ball?
Corey, first of all, I want to thank you for taking part in the program. I know it requires extra hours, probably calls out of your house at all hours of the night, because you never know when it's going to be needed. So thank you for taking the time, and obviously thank Ivar. We talked about this earlier today in the department head meeting, and it's not just about the seizure of drugs, but I feel like these dogs a lot of times are about the safety of our officers. There's times they're deployed to help keep our officers safe, and I think that's a great thing that we have. And also thank the community for their support of the dog. You know, it's not cheap to train and feed these dogs all the time, and people have stepped up in the community. I know you run some fundraisers and did a lot for that, so thank you, and thank you to everybody that's helped.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't expecting to speak today or anything, because I asked him to come up, and happy to be here. These dogs are really an asset to our community. I'm glad you mentioned that. Not just the drugs are the most obvious thing, the handler protection, but they facilitate so many ways. Most of those arrests happen, a lot of them you talk to people and they would have ran, guys that would have taken off if it wasn't for knowing that dog was there. And if you talk to people, they'll tell you that they want no part of it when it comes to trying to get away from him. So for that, put a lot of time into it, and this community has been nothing but supportive. Anytime that I've needed anything for him, without hesitation, the city's made it happen. So a great community to be a part of as far as running the canine program. It doesn't happen everywhere like that. So I do thank the community as a whole for making this happen for us and for continuing to make it happen with other handlers and dogs coming forward. If someone wants to get a good picture on a tennis ball, and I'll actually look at you. He knows what I draw for me, too.
Oh, he knows he's going to do that.
He knows what's coming. Good picture going to be over here?
I think he looks like Joe is a tennis ball.
He might. There you go.
Locked in now.
Left and Bob's left.
That tennis ball is really what makes all of this work.
So you saw him, he all of a sudden he calmed.
Because that tennis ball is behind you.
Tennis ball right above your head.
See, look up.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's right there.
So
I didn't.
That is the only fear. You will do whatever it takes to get that ball. Go ahead, bang. Good boy.
Nice guy.
Well, thank you, Corey, and thanks, Ivar.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ivar.
Enjoy your retirement. Joe.
IVAR. Okay. Anyone else can stay for the whole meeting, but if you're here just for the dog show, feel free to, it's not going to bother us if you walk out, so it's up to you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all coming out and supporting the dog. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the good news for the police department. Now you might as well switch to, we have a resignation.
Yep, resignation from the police department, unfortunately, Blaze Brooks. Resigned from the police department effective last Friday. He told us that this career is not for him, and he just needed to move on.
Do you have the letter of resignation
I do.
that we can make a matter of record? Okay. Okay, just says as of December 1, 2023, I, Blaze Brooks, resigned from the position of as patrolman of the Decatur Police Department. My resignation has not been forced or coerced, and I part on my own free will. All right. I just want to thank Blaze for his service. You know, he's been here a couple different times, and it's not always an easy field. I know you guys go through a lot that we never see, so I appreciate his service to our community and wish him well on whatever he decides to do after this. So, any motion to make this a matter of record?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Do I need to sign this, Phil? Anywhere?
I think Kevin did it.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Yep, I think so. Thank you. Okay. Carrie, do you want to give an update on the wastewater aeration equipment pricing? While she's walking up here, Kevin and I did walk out and take a look at the project last week, and first of all, I want to thank Carrie, Josh, and all the employees out there for all their work that they were doing on this project. They're saving us, I have no idea, I can't even come up with a number, $30,000, $40,000 probably, in cleaning the tank out themselves and disassembling it, and they're going to assemble the new one. So no matter, I know nothing's cheap anymore, and I know there's some value to what they're doing for us. That all the employees, they're saving us a ton of money. So
they have, out of the 3 tanks, they have one of them dismantled, and the other 2 are going to be worked on Thursday, Friday this week as temperature informers. But I just wanted to give you a heads up. I went ahead and ordered the aeration equipment. There was a price break because the original quote thought that I was ordering each tank individually, and by ordering them all together and eliminating some of the stuff that we didn't need, the final price to replace all of the main line and all of the lines off of that for tanks 4, 5, 6, and 7 is $63,271. So there's a significant savings in freight because they're long pieces, and this way we could get all of the tanks on one truck. So that's the update there. Everybody would be pretty happy about that.
Kevin, did you have an update on?
Yeah, in the council meeting, we'll talk about,
Okay.
that's a resolution to transfer some funds into the sewage operating fund. There was an old depreciation fund that's been stagnant, really coming in and out of it for a couple decades. So she checked and we were able to transfer those funds over, and it's just over $64,000, so it covers the cost of
Nice.
the project.
Okay, great. Thank you guys.
What kind of savings was there when you put it all in one truck and ordered all of them?
It was $13,999.
This is about $14,000, huh? Okay.
Right.
Well done.
You want to talk about hiring a part-time certified operator? Yeah.
I did. I happened to find a guy. with 39 years of experience and a vast knowledge of the city's wastewater system, and he is willing to come back as a part-time, a very part-time certified operator.
Kind of as needed, right?
As needed, yeah. So yeah, Berlin should be the first thing. So while his retirement was effective, his last day anyways was November 30th. I appreciate it if I didn't call him until after the first year. So I just wanted to get approval to hire him as
This meeting.
needed part-time certified operator.
I'll make a motion to accept the...
Okay.
Second.
Motion is second. This is a no-brainer, I think.
Yeah.
There's way too much knowledge.
Yeah.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And, we'll talk in the council meeting a little more, but I'm so glad that Verlin has decided that he'll help out, because it'll be nice to have that knowledge all in a phone call away, so.
Yeah, he's always been very helpful.
Yep.
And so I wasn't surprised that he would continue to help us out.
Right, for sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, Jeff. Jeff's got a couple things on the agenda.
First, I would like to request us to be able to start application process for our paid on call. Currently, we have 2 openings. Jim Barker submitted his retirement on November 30th, so that was his last day. So currently, we have 2 openings, and there's some other, I'm hearing other talk that there's possibly a couple other guys that haven't been around a lot, that are thinking about retiring at the next position. So, that would be 3 on the paid on call staff. We wouldn't do our actual hire or agility or anything until the weather breaks. It just seemed like to get started and get it around, and maybe have to take applications for a month and a half, and then move into the process.
I'll make a motion to allow you to move forward with hiring paid on call or taking apps. I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. With that, Jimmy Barker, he's in that same group with, there's a lot of guys that came in about the same time. We just had Tim Allman retire recently too. And I don't think people realize that these paid on call are really the heart and soul of in that fire department. Going into burning homes, going to all the wrecks. Those guys, they put it on the line for our city. They really do. They work hard, and we're lucky to have all of them. We're lucky that so many of them had jobs that allowed them to get away when anytime their pager went off, so that the rest of our full-time knew that they had help coming. So we really do appreciate these paid on-call guys. And a thank you to Jimmy Barker for how many years?
30 years.
30 years. It's awesome. It stinks to lose these guys. Tim and Jimmy at the same time, and I'm sure there's more coming. But they put in a lot of hard work over those 30 years. That's great. So thank you, Jimmy.
Second thing is request that we start working on a spec for our aerial. We have an issue with the pump that needs to be taken care of right now. It's the same issue that we had a couple years back with our engine 102. The shaft is worn. Instead of a $20,000 fix now, it's a $35,000 to $40,000 fix. The shaft's worn, it's leaking. All it's doing is leaking water. We just add the water to the tank every so often to make sure it's full. So we're not saying we want to move forward. We just want to have a spec wrote that when we can do something, we have everything in place that we can say, here we go, and we can do it. Because right now, it's a 2.5 to 3 year wait after the bid is placed to even get the product.
I'll make a motion to let them build a spec.
Right.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And this, our ladder truck is 26 years old?
1997.
Yeah. Wow. And it gets used a lot more than people know. And, you know, you've informed me of some things that I didn't know how often it does get used, so.
Well, I remember you guys rewired the whole thing from the boom. I mean, you've done as much maintenance as possible. I mean, I know you guys try to do everything you can so you don't have to ship it out. So I think it's a great idea. It's time to move on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have a 2024 contract with Christopher B. Burke Engineering for MS4 assistance. Kevin, is that you?
That's a full contract, I'll need a signature on it.
What is the MS4?
Multiple sewer systems that we use, how it's worded. This is a contract with Christopher B. Burke. We had a contract beginning this year with them to help Josh with the process of the MS4 permit. It was a pretty good relationship. They helped us all through last year. We just were audited. Josh was just audited for the past year, and it went well. So we'd like to continue using them for the same services this year. It's the same terms as this contract as last year, not to exceed $50,000 per year. I attached the fee schedule on there to it. But yeah, it's been a pretty good relationship since we started, so I'd like to continue that.
Yeah, I think Christopher B. Burke Engineering, they're well versed when it comes to stormwater. They do a great job. There's a lot of people that use them.
Well, I'd make a motion that we continue with this contract not to exceed $50,000 and have the mayor sign for it.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. You need this copy signed?
Yeah, if you got time, everyone take it.
I have it. Kurt, you want to come up next?
Christopher Burke is out of,
Indianapolis.
are they out of Indy?
They have offices in Indy and South Bend. They're kind of all over. Mainly out of Indianapolis, I think. Do you need a copy of this? Signed?
I'll make a few.
Okay.
Unless you want us to sign those. This doesn't have, like, the full contract, it doesn't have all the
Oh. You can
terms
just
and
do that.
everything.
Okay, code enforcement.
Update on 4 different residences. 133 North 8th Street. We're here tonight possibly to get a demolition order. 10 days was given by the Board of Works on November 8th, and their time was up December 1st. The letter was delivered on November 20th. On November 22nd, Aaron talked with property owners, Property Connections, and they stated that they didn't have the funds to fix or demolish the home, and they stated they were going to try and sell the property. On 11/28, supposedly the property went on the market. If they sell the property, this whole thing starts over again.
I drove by. I'm not an expert, but I sure wouldn't want to live south of it. That's going to fall down.
Can we make a motion to make demolition?
Yes.
Do it.
I'd make a motion that we do demolition.
What's the cost?
We had 2 quotes. The smaller of the quotes came in about $19,000. The larger. The quote was about 48,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The last one was 40 from that one.
So I guess let me ask this: if we're going to demo it, are we going to end up with the property?
More than likely, we're going to end up with property.
I mean, I don't want
It'll
to.
go as a lien. It'll end up going as a lien on the property, and then it'll get sold at tax sale. Nobody's going to purchase that property for $19,000. Nobody's going to purchase that property for $5,000. It'll get sold at sales or at tax auction is what will happen. So somebody will probably pick it up for about $100. Right now, once that building is gone off the lot, they will not be able to build another house on that lot. It's too narrow. It won't meet, the lot's so small it won't even meet state fire codes as far as setbacks. The best thing that could happen to that lot is the neighbor on either side purchase that lot, have it replatted into their property, and they could put a garage there. Otherwise, it's just going to be a vacant lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think no matter what, it would probably be nice if one of the neighbors did purchase it so that it's not another lot that we're maintaining.
Correct.
Right.
Just an example of your department being a little more aggressive in looking at these. This should have never gotten to this point years ago.
Well, we were working with prior owners, and we run into this ball rolling where, okay, I got a contractor coming in, I'm going to get back to you, Finally, when we nail him, he's like, oh, I sold it. And then the ball starts over again, and that's what I'm trying to avoid this happening again, because if this property sells again before we get it demoed, the whole thing starts over again. Meanwhile, that thing starts leaning more and more and more and more.
Can we get? Will the demolition order get attached to the deed so that it can't sell?
That's a fair question. In a condemned state, it has to be, that's a known condition. It has to be disclosed to any person, and then the purchaser is on notice of requirements to cure any defects or any kind of, so it's not like they're buying it without knowing the condition of the property. But are you talking about in the lien would follow?
Right. I guess I don't want to start this process over again in a month when it sells. That's
Yeah. If the demolition is done and the lien's attached prior to the sale, then any subsequent owner would be, that lien would need to be satisfied.
Right.
Or we would need to foreclose.
So is this the right step to issue the demolition
So
order?
action needs to be done tonight.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to demo.
I'll second. I just don't like paying
I know.
to tear other people's stuff down. It's a hard second for me. I guess it is what it needs.
If the city incurs the cost and the current owner says they can't pay, the city's recourse is to attach the lien and then foreclose and try and collect a judgment against the current owner.
Okay. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
The next one, Brad.
What was that address? I know it's 8th Street.
133 North 8th Street. All right, the next one is 922 Harrison Street. We had turned this over to legal, and had sent a letter to the property owner, and she received a certified letter back, but the regular letter that was mailed did not come back. It tells me somebody got it. Fines began on 10/21. Currently, if my math is right, if it's $100 per day, there should be around $4,600 to this point as of today.
Is there anyone? Is someone living in that?
Yeah, somebody lives there.
What's the address again? I'm sorry.
922 Harrison Street.
922 Harrison.
Like this property, when did you start communication? social media lit up this week thinking we're picking on property owners too much.
Yeah.
Did they put a picture
Look
of this
like
guy
that.
on social
I mean-
media?
Looks like the timeline starts on 8/28 of this year.
So August.
So this is a recent one. I know the other one was years of communication or lack of.
Well, if we go back through the file, I mean, this isn't the only year we've had to deal with these people. Where is that at the corner of Heinrichs and Harrison? No. Yeah, it's about right in the middle of the street.
On the east side, right?
Yes. Bill and I and myself and Rob was down there. It's trying to figure out.
Is the deeded owner of that one at the property? Like,
I believe so, yes.
So this is basically another one with no responses.
Correct.
What's your recommendation, Kurt?
The only recommendation I would have is to clean it up.
Is that a shed, or what is that right
Garage.
there? Huh?
That's a garage.
That's a garage? Okay.
So,
It's not attached, it's an unattached garage?
unattached.
What kind of condition is the garage in?
Roof needs to be redone. I can't tell you what it looks like on the inside because I'm not allowed to go in the property. All the pictures are taken from the alley or the sidewalk or the street.
If you see where the cursor is, that's a rafter, and this is the fly rafter on the table.
Right,
There's no sheeting here. That's the shingles that are drooped down.
right, there's nothing there, is there?
No. And then you see shingles here. It's roll roofing above that, so you got red shingles, some grayish looking ones, and roll roofing. There's at least 3 layers of roof on it.
There can't be good conditions inside.
There's tons of weight in that roof.
There's, I can tell you from here, it's not good on the inside.
And that didn't just happen in 6 months.
No. There's a whole lot of people on social media that had some comments this weekend about how they would love to help if we wouldn't pick them. So maybe they need to find this address and offer help.
Yeah.
I mean, they all say it on social media. They'd love to step up and help. So right here's an address. They could go help clean it up.
And step up.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
So according to this, we got them for excessive weeds and vegetation, we got them for accumulation of rubbish, and inoperable motor vehicles. So technically, that's $300 a day, so you can take that 4,600 and times it by 3.
So,
It's capped. There's a limit.
all right.
5,000.
5,000.
So this needs cleaned up and made safe.
Correct.
And frankly, the nuisance abatements, the orders that have been issued don't even touch the roof.
No, well, no.
So this is really the issue before Board of Works is whether or not to hire a contractor to go in and clean up the
Clean up
weeds
the
and
property.
vegetation and to remove the rubbish from the property.
Is just the old truck not operable? Who knows?
So, I have no idea.
are the vehicles plated?
I think they were expired, it looked like.
There's pictures that show both of them current. The Durango.
Oh, they're current.
Little PD Pierce thing or Cooper. March 21 to 24.
Oh.
The Ford pickup truck. Who knows?
We can't see the
Can't
plate
see the plate on
from
the
the alley.
I would assume it probably is.
And you've tried multiple times to contact him.
Ann's tried to contact him.
Well, I tried contacting them after the code enforcement.
Is that a couch leaning up against that truck?
Sure is.
You know, here's the problem. neighbors shouldn't have to look at this stuff.
No.
You know, and 90% of this is driven by complaints from neighbors. We have to do our job and force people to clean up. I mean, no one should have to look at that. So, I mean, it needs to be cleaned up. And we're not paying. There's been over 450 code enforcement citations this year. And we're about 90% on cleaning them up.
When we go out on a complaint, when we get to that property, we look at that property and then we do a 360 degree. We have to, because I can't pick, you know, if I'm out there and this guy's weeds are tall and I'm rating him up and I turn around and look across the street and he's got junk cars or trash or debris, we don't ignore it. We come back with more tickets. We go out with one, sometimes we come back with 10.
So you don't pick on anyone.
We don't pick on anyone.
Everyone's treated the same.
Exactly.
The same process happens for every residence.
Exactly.
And they could have put that couch on the curb for heavy trash pickup, and they
Yes,
didn't.
they could have. Now, sometimes the owners will come out and they will explain their situation to us. Sometimes we do handle differently based on the scenario, but in most cases, they don't come out. We have no interaction with them, only by letter.
And the ones that communicate with us,
The ones that communicate,
we work with.
We work with.
We've found volunteer groups to help. We just donated to a group that will help with things like this, but people have to communicate with the building and zoning department to get help and to help to fix the problem.
Exactly. I mean, in every abatement order has the office phone number.
Mhm.
All you have to do is call in.
Yeah.
90% of them will
Well, and here's a perfect example. I would love to get this person help. But if they're not responding to letters, they're not responding to phone calls, they're not responding to anything, how do you get them help? That's the situation we just had on Madison Street.
correct.
No response, so we can't get them any help.
I'll make a motion to move forward with removing the rubbish.
I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
So is that garage on the next list?
There will be, did we send a dilapidated structure abatement order?
We would have to look into it. I sure think we did.
I don't see one in the file.
And if there are people out there that want to help clean up some of these properties, feel free to call City Hall. We can line up a day and have you help them clean up.
All right, Brad, 1034. All right, 1034 Parkview Drive, possible demolition order tonight. 10 days was given by the Board of Works on November 8th, and their time frame was up on November 28th. The letter was delivered to the owner on 11/17. I guess at this point, because the owner is a USDA, I'd like to get approval to get a court order for demolition on this property.
You know, but because it's a USDA home, that's why we've waited so long. This is what we need to do. Just get it done.
This is the house that Rob Rankenberger tried desperately to get on the flood buyout. Right now, anybody were to come in with this house, it's in the floodplain, they can only improve it up to 40% of what,
Of its value,
of its value.
which isn't much.
The only other way they could get out of that would be to raise the entire house up so that the finished floor was 2 foot above flood base level.
You don't want to suggest that. We've got that on East Monroe Extended.
I think. So we need a court order because it's USDA.
I'll make a motion that we get the court order and get this thing taken care of.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. What was that? I know it's Parkview. What was it?
1034 Parkview Drive.
And then the last one, let's go to Madison Street, Brad. This property, the Board of Works had instructed code enforcement to clean the property. On 11/24, that was done. As you can see the pictures here.
What's the address at Kurt?
1620 West Madison.
1620 West Madison. Okay.
Take a good look at these pictures. That's what it looks like today. Everything has been put into a storage facility, and the owner will have until December 21st to claim those items, but must pay the storage fee and must pay the invoice for the third-party contractor. If these items are not claimed by the 21st, 22nd, third-party contractor will remove all items from the storage facility and take it to the transfer station. At that time, the fees for third-party contractor and the fees for the transfer station will be added to the invoice that has already been sent to the owner.
Does the owner live in that place?
Someone was there, correct?
Someone is there.
When the contractor went to clean up, someone came to the door and asked what was going on. So that it was explained to them.
What kind of fee does the contractor entail?
I'm not sure. Right now, the bill's $3,800, $3,880, I think. So that includes his time plus storage fees and fines.
And the fines are on there too.
And there's fines on there as well. I don't think they didn't max out at the fines.
So do you have a trail? How long has the communication been with this property before it got to this point?
Jimmy, we've been dealing with this property for over 2 years, and they had cleaned up, and they were making progress. So when they're making progress, we leave them alone.
You worked with them through the whole process.
And they were making progress, and all of a sudden they stopped. And we've had them in front of the Board of Works a couple times. And they would make progress again, and then finally we just, nothing. Actually, Ann sent
Looks a lot better.
Ann sent a letter last go around. There was no response. So he came in front of the Board of Works, and the Board of Works said to clean it up. So, I just want to
We don't need to
prior
do anything
report on
about
that.
this one. It's done.
Cleaned up? Okay.
Okay.
So what if they don't pay? Then it goes on their tax bill?
Then it'll go and lien its taxes.
Okay.
Is that it?
Over 450 of them so far this year.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a contract approval with Dilling Group for HVAC work at the Merit Center. And this is boilers, controls, and the pump, correct, Jeremy? Okay, that's what we're going to get done now.
Now, as I remember, those chillers are going to take until, what, next September or October?
Not part of it.
Huh?
The chiller is not part of it.
I know. And that's what my concern is.
Right.
Because it's like 10 months.
So they want a grand total of all three that they're going to do, controllers, boilers,
Pump.
and pump. Yeah.
That's the total of all of them? So what is this?
So they just redid it.
Does
so
this
that,
need to be signed or anything, or that's just...
all of it does. this needs to be approved. This is the actual contract that they're providing. And then gives the terms and all that, and order of final payment, and then that gets signed, and then this is the price of it, of each one item. So we're going to do those three things. Those are the prices, and that's the grand total, so that's what we're going to find also. So there's two places for you to sign.
Okay. So the chillers are not included in that?
No,
How much
they are
was the
not.
chillers? Is that another couple hundred?
I don't think I brought that. Yeah, there was...
I think around 150.
Mhm.
'Cause it was
It was like 603.
6, and this is 455, so yeah, that was like another 100.
Well, the rooftop unit was in there too.
Oh yeah, that was the roof unit covers the front offices and all that.
Yeah.
And the,
Is that included in the bid?
with the chillers?
It's in the
and
bid, but it's not in this contract. All we're doing is priority stuff right now.
Okay.
This is the winter heat, basically. I mean, that's
Right.
so. I don't know the chillers. Was it limping along this summer?
It has issues and leaks, but it's possible if we charge backup plan in the summer if it leaks out.
I mean, at some point we're gonna have to come up with the money to do that. You know.
I believe you're at 150 and then I think 19 for August to complete it once we get to that point.
And didn't you say September? We're thinking for the chillers.
Yeah, it's 42 weeks. You will see a price increase in January. So.
Do you have any idea of what kind of percentage of increase?
They don't have any idea. They just been made aware of a price increase sometime in January on all this. You're locked in on what you're signing tonight, as long as we get it signed here. But the chillers will, when you come around to that next round, you will have an increase. But they have no idea.
No, I get it. They won't know till it happens.
But you won't have to, if you lock it in,
Yeah.
you get 42 weeks to wait to pay for it too.
Would they accept that?
What's that?
Would they lock in that even though it's 42 weeks out?
I'm sure we have to sign the contract to
You
pay
have
for
to
it.
sign a contract.
Okay.
And then,
So could we,
You could sign this contract and do a separate one if you choose to pull the trigger on the rest of that,
okay.
knowing that it's out 42 weeks.
How quickly do you have to do the rooftop?
It could wait a little bit here.
Okay.
so if it's next September for the chiller and the rooftop, is there a chance that the billing would move over to all the way to 2025 or not? I mean, from
It's possible,
I mean, that's
depending on how everything fell in line.
right,
He's telling us 42 weeks right now.
right.
Signing a contract.
Will it be 50 weeks? Will it be 52 weeks?
I guess my fear is we say we'll go ahead and do it and hope that it moves back, but then if it doesn't, if it moves up, we don't have it budgeted for 2024. We have to find somewhere to pay for that out of.
What kind of rainy day is there?
I think we've got paving in there. You can not pave some of the parking lots and do this instead. It's up to, I mean, you can change what you're got budgeted.
I get it doing. You get children in there.
Yeah.
I know.
That's my only fear with the daycare
I know.
being in there.
And I believe they're already thinking about expanding to more rooms, right?
And they're going to start paying rent because they're already at what, 50?
Wow.
Yeah, they've, yeah.
Would it be possible, Phyllis, to do an additional if they run out of options?
Yeah, could do that too.
Next year, do an additional preparation, I would rent in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've pretty much agreed to keep the building and keep moving forward with it. It'd be crazy to accept another price increase when we know we're going to do it.
Right.
I mean, especially, it's not cheap. I mean, nothing's cheap anymore.
What's the total on this one?
$455. Now,
Now,
just,
with the grant money and The sale of the property, was that?
Okay, so the total, was it 285? Jamie, was it 285 or 290 for that building? Which one was it?
285.
285.
So 285 plus 200 from the county. So we have this all covered.
That, how much is that? Sorry.
603 now.
455.
455, and we have 485.
Yeah, but that was supposed to pave the lot too, which we, so we're probably about even right now, and that's ready funds and working the collaboration with the county pays for all of this. So,
Now, is it in the deal with the county that the lot gets paved, or can the money for paving go to the AC? Was there a promise made there, or?
There is money budgeted to cover the paving of that lot in a separate.
I put that in a separate fund.
But I mean, I guess was that part of the deal?
I think it was. Was it part of the?
You're going to have to do some regardless because the building is
Where?
the building and stuff that they're going to build and just fixing some things.
Well, that building is going to be on their property, right?
Well, but fixing some other things that are on that property.
I guess my opinion the whole way is like there's no sense of paving a lot if you can't have air conditioning in the building because you're not going to have anybody in the building.
That's right.
So it's backwards. Even put money into paving. If you got to patch it and they got to live with bad paving for 2 years so you can repave it, then that's what it's got to be. But we really shouldn't even have this conversation about the chillers if there's money in paving. I don't know what it was. Wasn't it like 60,000 or something?
62.
And that's half of it.
Yep. I'd like to put it all together myself. Take care of it all and wait.
I'll make a motion to move forward with Dan signing this one because we have the funds to pay for it, so we can get that off the table.
Okay, I'll second.
Motion second. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed, same sign? Okay.
Now, you're saying you can bring another
No.
contract before the end of the year?
Yeah. Jeremy can contact them and say we want to move forward with the rest of it, but to be paid for in 24.
Well, I thought they gave that to you last time we had a meeting.
Not the contract.
They gave us the bid, not the contract.
Okay.
They gave us the bid, but all I was instructed to do was the boilers that controls the pump. So this contract is only for boilers, controls the pump.
So we need to move forward with the contract to
We
do
let the
that.
chillers out. They will honor this cost for the chillers on a separate contract.
All right.
So that's what you would need to, if you...
Yeah.
And the chillers are 150 plus another rooftop thing?
150 plus, I think, 19.
So you're looking at 169,
It's
170.
just under 20.
So can we make a motion to get that contract?
Which you will not pay for that until it's completed.
So can we make a motion to just have the contract ready for the next council meeting? And
I'll make a motion to do that.
then we'll have the actual bid prices and everything with the contract.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Phyllis, can you get me the one that you're signing, because they won't
Yeah.
order anything until they have that signed contract, so we can get that stuff going. Thank you.
Okay. Did either of you have anything else for forwards?
I have a memorandum of agreement.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I had that on here. With veterans banners?
So this is related to the veterans banners that the city is partnering with the Daughters of the American Revolution. So Jamie has been in contact with the group, and they have actually been able to secure a donor to add bracketing to an additional 30 posts throughout the community that would give them access to 60 posts that would run between First Street and from First Street, oh my gosh,
So just sign and print?
along First Street from Jefferson to Jackson, along 3rd Street from Jefferson to Monroe, and then along Monroe Street from Monroe Street extended pretty much until the 60 posts run out toward 13th Street. The city would essentially be responsible for maintaining the posts, hanging the new bracketing, and taking them down, and then Daughters of the American Revolution take care of all of the organization, collection of photos, prep for the banners, and then they would also take responsibility once they're removed from the post after the designated period that they would hang, and that would run from essentially Memorial Day weekend until just before Thanksgiving. So they would be up from Memorial Day through Veterans Day and a couple of weeks after that, but then down in time for us to be able to utilize the posts for holiday hanging. So we would just need a motion to approve this and then put it in front of Daughters of the American Revolution for their signature, and then they'll get going with that. It's my understanding that at this point they've got between 34 and 36 applications for the first year.
Yes, yep. So they have, right now, they have secured the 30 spots, and they have actually more. So if we could get these up before, they would have more than the 30 spots filled.
Was there a conversation on how many were going to go up before
There was,
and with the design committee, and then they're going to add another 30?
Yes, so there was originally 30 that were approved, that came to the Main Street Design Committee and then the Main Street Board. And then they had a donor who was able to donate funds to get additional brackets put on the old wooden poles. And those were, I did talk to Jeremy about those, and he was able to prove that the brackets would work, and we'd be able to put them up. And so I went in front of Main Street again and asked for this other location.
So I just need a motion to approve and authorize signature.
I guess if Main Street's all right with it, that's not right.
Yeah, if Main Street to discuss that.
Yeah, I was at the meeting. I'll make a motion that we accept it.
Second.
And authorization to sign?
And authorization for the mayor to sign.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, do you have anything else for board?
They're not going to be on 2nd Street, Matt.
No.
1st, 3rd, and Monroe. They take their yellow ribbons down.
Much better job with that.
It was.
Yes.
Oh, it's nice.
Looked nice, looked appropriate, and then they took them down when they said.
Right.
Yep, for sure. Okay. Anything else from the Board of Works members?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
6:57.